Hello everyone. Welcome to the course Information System and Engineering Economics. Hope you are watching the lecture series on ISEE and solving the assignment questions regularly. This is the third session on Unit 6, that is Understanding Cash Flow and Taxes. The objective of this course is to introduce the role of accounting in economic decision. After completion of today's session, you will be able to read the basic balance sheet statement as well as how to use the income statement to manage a businesses. Today we are entering into the new topic of Unit 6, that is understanding financial statements. This session will introduce you the basic financial statements by emphasizing the links between accounting, measurement and financial statement. However, to understand accounting, one has to first understand the financial statements. It is important to recognize that accounting is less about counting and more about measuring. What is it? What is being measured? Well, this session will unfold these facts to you. You will learn about the three measurement questions and how the balance sheet help to answer to these decision making questions. Our last lecture deals with project cost element, in which we learn various costs for financial statement. So, are you able to recall the three important types of cost? Yes, that's right. First is matching cost, second is period cost, and third one is product cost. Next, we will take a quick review of our previous session. In Unit 6, that is Understanding Cash Flow and Taxes, we briefly discuss the project cost element, in which we learn about elements of cost of project and fundamentals associated with cost for financial statement. Then we have also described the important classification of cost for the financial statement, in which we learn three types of cost such as matching cost, period cost and product cost. After that, we reviewed the term variable and fixed cost. Then we conclude our session by taking the review of cost-based analysis. This is the summary of our last session. Next, we will see the contents of the session. We just saw the summary of our previous lecture. We plan to learn about understanding financial statement. Okay? The contents of this session, as we begin with introduction to the financial statement, which is very first and important topic, we must know the basics of the financial report. A financial statement is a formal record of the financial activities of a business. We will learn four basic financial statements in today's session. Then next, we will review the income statement, which indicate whether the company is making or losing money during a stated period. After that, we will learn cash flow statement, in which you will learn the sources and the use of cash according to the type of business activities for preparing cash flow statement. After that, we will learn one case study in which we will discuss the importance of cash flow analysis for startup company. This is the roadmap for our session. Next, we will see introduction to the financial statement. There are various people who are interested in knowing about the financial health of the company. The intention of these people behind this could be different, but each one of them interested in assessing the financial position. The shareholder is interested as his dividend is dependent on this position, while the creditor is interested because his money is locked in that company. A financial statement or financial report is a formal record of the financial activities of the business, or you can say the person or other entity. In India, financial statement is often referred to as an account statement. For a business enterprises, all the relevant financial information presented in a structured manner and in a form of that can be easily understood, that are called as a financial statement. They are typically included four basic financial statements accompanied by management, and the discussion has been carried out as well as the analysis also carried out on this financial statement. The first one is balance sheet, also referred to as statement of financial position or condition, that reports on company's assets, liabilities and ownership is mentioned in this balance sheet. It depends on certain point of time. After balance sheet, there is a income statement. It also referred to as profit and loss statement, abbreviated as P&L. This report can company income, expenses and profits over a period of time. The profit and loss account provide information on the operation of the enterprises. These include sales and the various expenses that incurred during the processing state. After the income statement, the next is statement of retained earning. It explains the changes in a company's retained earning over the reporting period. Then next is statement of cash flow, which belongs to reports on company's cash flow activities, particularly its operating, investing and financing activities. The media and general public are also interested in financial statement for a variety of reasons. In this video lecture, we will be studying the various financial statements and then have a brief glimpse at taxes and then the cash flow information that you infer from the financial statement. We have already seen the various types of financial statement in brief. We will be studying a few of them in more detailed manner. So next is balance sheet. The accounting balance sheet is one of the major financial statements used by accountants and business owners. The balance sheet is also referred to as the statement of financial position. The balance sheet presents a company's financial position at the end of specified date. Some called it as a snapshot of the company's financial position at a point. For example, in India, previously there was 31st March when all the transactions through 31st March have been recorded. This is valuable information to be used by the banker who want to determine whether or not company qualify for additional credit or loans. Others who would be interested in the balance sheet include current investor, potential investors, companies, management, suppliers, as well as some competitors and government agencies, as well as few labor unions. They are interested to get this balance sheet. The balance sheet represent a record of company's assets, liabilities and equity at particular point in that particular period. Balance sheet is named by the fact that businesses financial structure and their balances, such as assets is equal to liabilities plus shareholder equity. Assets represent the resources that the businesses own or control at a given point. These include items such as cash, inventory, machinery and buildings. The other side of the equation represent the total value of the financing the company has used to acquire those assets. For example, the liabilities and shareholders equity. Here liability represent the debt, while equity represent the total value of money that the owners have contributed to the businesses. It include retained earning, which is the profit made in previous year. Hope you understand the major components of the balance sheet. Let's discuss one example of balance sheet. Here you can observe three main categories of the items, such as the assets, liabilities and stakeholders equity. Assets are arranged in order of liquidity. The most liquidity assets appear at the top of the page. The least liquidity asset at the bottom of the page. Because cash is the most liquid of all the assets, it is always listed first. Current assets. These current assets are critical that they are separately broken out and totaled. They are what we will hold the business uphold for the next year. Liabilities are arranged in order of payments. The most presenting at the top of the list, the least pressing at the bottom of the sheet. Like current asset, current liabilities are also critical. They are separately broken out and totaled. They are what will be paid out during the next year. This dollar amount shown in this asset portion of the balance sheet represent how much the company owns at the time it issued the report. We will list the asset item in order to their liquidity or the length of the time it takes to convert them to the cash. Okay, so current assets can be converted to cash or its equivalent in less than 1 year. This cash, the fund needed to conduct the day-to-day business activity. These accounts receivable indicates money that is owned by the firm but that has not yet been received. Then in this liability section, this liability is the money the company owes, and this stakeholders equity is the portion of the assets of the company which is provided by the investor. So next we will discuss the term asset in more detailed manner. Current assets can be converted to cash or its equivalent in less than 1 year. Current assets generally include three major accounts. The first one is cash. A firm typically has a cash account at bank to provide for the funds needed to conduct day-to-day business activity. Although assets are always stated in terms of dollar, only cash represent the actual money. The second account is accounts receivable. Money that is owned by the firm but that has not yet received. For example, the Dell company receive an order from a retail store. The company will send an invoice along with the shipment to the retailer. The third is account is in inventories, which shows the dollar amount that Dell has invested in raw material or that work in progress and finished the goods available for sale. Then fixed assets are relatively permanent and take time to convert into the cash. Fixed assets reflect the amount of money that Dell paid for its plant and equipment when it acquired those assets. The most common fixed assets is the physical investment in the businesses, such as land, building, factory, machinery, office, equipment, and automobile. There is one important term, that is intangible assets, which is nothing but as a goodwill or the copyright franchises is called intangible assets. Goodwill appears on the balance sheet only when an operating business is purchased in its entirely. Good will be indicate any additional amount paid for the businesses that makes the fair market. Next, we will discuss the claims against the assets. There are two types of claims. First one is the liabilities and second one is the stockholders' equity. The liabilities of a company indicate whether the company obtained the funds to acquire its assets and to operate the businesses. Liability is money the company owes. Stockholders' equity is that portion of the assets of a company which is provided by the investor. Therefore, stockholders' equity is the liability of company to its owner. Stockholders' equity represent the amount that is available to the owner after all other debts have been paid. Generally, stockholders' equity consists of preferred and common stock, as well as there will be certain treasury stock or capital surplus and retained earning. Current liabilities are those that are debts which must be paid in the near future. Generally, they are normally they are paid within 1 year. The major current liabilities include accounts and notes payable within a year. It also included accrued expenses such as wages, salaries, interest, rent, taxes, and so on, that is being owed but not yet due for the payment. There are also certain advance payments and deposits from the customer that comes under the current liabilities. Other liabilities include long-term liabilities such as bonds, mortgages, and long-term notes that are due and payable more than 1 year in a near future. Common stock is the aggregate par value of the company's stock issued. Companies rarely issue stock at a discount, that is, at an amount below the stated par. Normally, corporations set the par value that should be low enough so that in practice stock is usually sold at a premium prices. Then retained earning that represent the cumulative net income of the firm since its inception, less the total dividend that have been paid to the stockholder. In other words, retained earning indicate the amount of asset that have been financed by the turn of the profit back into the businesses. Therefore, retained earning belonging to the stockholders. Next, we will discuss the second financial report, and that is income statement. Income statement indicate whether the company is making or losing money during a stated period. Most businesses prepare quarterly and monthly income statement as well. The company's accounting period refer to the period converted by the income statement. Major component of income statement are net revenue, operating expenses, net income, and gross margin. Next, we will learn typical elements that are itemized in income statement. In this income statement, all the numbers are in thousands except the share prices. Net sale were the 3,237,693 dollars in 2011 compared with 2,133,776 dollars in 2010. There will be a big gain of 52%. Profit from the operating income increased to $804,285 and net income was up to profit of $723,748 from the $346,669 a year ago. The total revenue or the net sales of figure represent the gross sale less any sale return and the allowance. The largest expenses for a typical manufacturing firm is its production expenses for making a product, such as labor, material, and overhead. That is called the cost of goods sold or cost of revenue. Total revenue less the cost of the goods sold indicate the gross profit margin. Finally, we determine the net income or net profit by subtracting the income tax from the taxable income. This net income is also commonly known as accounting income. Earning per share is the simple situation. We compute this amount by dividing the available earning to common stockholders by the number of shares of common stock outstanding. Stockholder and potential investor want to know what their relative share or profit is that. not just the total dollar amount. On next slide, we will learn another important piece of financial information that provide in income statement, and that is nothing but dividends and retained earning. As supplement to the income statement, corporation also report their retained earning during the accounting period. When a corporation makes some profit, it has to decide what to do with this profit. The corporation may decide to pay out some of the profit as dividend to the stockholder. Alternatively, it may retain the remaining profit in the business in order to finance expansion or support other businesses activities. When the corporation declare dividends, that preferred stock has priority over common stock in regard to receipt of the dividend. Preferred stock pays a stated dividend much like the interest payment on bond. The dividend is not a legal liability until the board of directors has declared it. However, many corporations view the dividend payment to preferred stockholder as a liability. Therefore, the term available earnings for common stockholder reflect the net earning of the corporation less the preferred stock dividends. When preferred and common stock dividends are subtracted from the net income, the remainder is retained earning, that is profit for the year. As we had seen in our previous example, these retained earnings are reinvested in the businesses. So next we will learn one more important statement, and that is cash flow statement. The income statement explained in the previous section indicate only whether the company was making or losing money during the reporting period. Therefore, we need another financial statement, and that is cash flow statement. How the company generate cash and how the company use its cash during the reporting period. This statement is concerned with how the company actually use its cash in its period, thus explaining how the firm went from the level of cash in its account reported at the start of the year to the level of the cash it had at the end of the year. In preparing a cash flow statement, we need to identify the sources and the use of cash according to the type of business activity. There are three types of activity. First one is operating activity. It deals with the net change in operating cash flow from the income statement. The operating cash flow means the production and sales of goods or services. Remember that working capital is difference between the current assets and the current liabilities. Investment activities. After determining the operating cash flow, we are consider any cash flow transactions related to the investment activities. Investment activities include transactions such as purchasing new fixed assets, popularly known as the cash outflow, then selling old equipment, that is also known as cash inflow, and buying and selling financial assets. Then next is financial activity. Finally, we detail cash transaction related to financing any capital used in businesses. For example, the company could borrow or sell more stock, resulting in cash inflows. or sometimes the paying off existing debt would result in cash outflow. By summarizing cash inflows and outflows from these three types of activities for a given accounting period, we obtain the net change in cash flow position of the company. Next, we will take one example of cash flow statement. Cash flow from operation in a fiscal year 2011 amounted $946,365. Note that this amount is much different from the net income of $723,748 that is earned during the reporting period. Cash flow operators, the main reason for the differences in the sense net income versus cash flow from the operation is the actual basis account principles used by the company. Cash flow from investing activities that deals with the investment activity. Company purchased capital assets, suppose $1,227,495. It made $352,418 worth of investment during the period. The net cash flow used from these investing activities amounted to $479,913, which means that there was an outflow. Cash flow from financing activities that deals with financing decision making, that is generated financing activities that produce a net inflow of $526,986 that include repurchase of company's own share, which cost is $225,016, and then issued on a debt of $878,301. So that is the cash flow statement. Next, we will take one case study. Cash flow analysis is all more important for the startup businesses or those which have taken up some new project or any expansion program. In such scenario, there is a bound to be an increase in capital expenditure, higher labor cost, then purchase of new equipment and increased inventory, which will require large cash flow, while on other hand sales may be absent for the startup or very slow as production is in nascent stage, thereby leading to the sluggish cash inflows. Hence, the management should keep track of the cash flow and ensure that the situation does not get out of the hand. The other reason for the cash flow problem that has been observed, especially when it comes to the startup, is that of poor bookkeeping practices. The entrepreneur is too busy in focusing on day-to-day activity and tend to overlook their book of account, thereby disturbing the cash flow. When it comes to the startup, is bound to focus on setting up the production in order he or she should never overlook the bookkeeping and ensure that it is handled properly. The entrepreneur should use the accounting software or hire the accountant who will do the needful for him. This is about the startup case study to learn the role of cash flow analysis and its need. Now it's time to summarize our session. By all the discussion, we get to know about the financial statement. We understood that the financial statement is a formal record of the financial activity of a business. We learn four basic financial statement. We briefly discuss the income statement, in which we learn whether the company is making or losing money during a stated period. We conclude our session with the discussion on cash flow statement. We learn from today's discussion that balance sheet, which is the first type of financial statement, shows us the balance sheet in company's financial position at the end of a specified period. So I hope that you understood the importance of financial statement. This is the last session for the course Information System and Engineering Economics. Next is the study question based on our today's session. Solve the study question very honestly. The first question is briefly describe the types of financial statement. Second question is differentiate between tangible and intangible assets. Then the last question is what is the importance of having a cash flow statement? What period do they depict? So next is the references. These are the certain references which will help you for further readings about this course. Most of the contents have been collected from these sources to prepare the slides. If you have any query or difficulty solving the assignment question, feel free to post your queries at the forum of our Google Classroom. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.